The Arkham-Verse. Such an interesting interpretation of the world of the Dark Knight. I feel like it's kind of the pinnacle of towing the line between fantasy and dark gritty stuff, or at least very far up there in terms of managing to feel pretty dark and realistic while also just kind of throwing all that out the window sometime for some giant plants or some roided up monsters or a weird immoral monster guy. A lot of monsters. Why so many monsters in the Arkham-Verse? Anyway, I feel like there are quite a few bizarre things that happen involving the Arkham-Verse, because there's some stuff I want to talk about today that doesn't even take place within the Arkham-Verse, but it's very relevant to it, like this board game. Anyway, we'll get to that. For starters, I know that comic books are just basically all non-canon when it comes to relation to the Arkham-Verse canon, but I'm still going to talk about a couple of them anyway, because there's some pretty funny shit that happened even in the comics. For starters, one of my favorite comic moments in the Arkham-Verse was actually one that inspired Arkham Knight. At the end of Batman Arkham Endgame, an old comic issue, the Joker actually gets cremated. They burn his body, very similarly to the beginning of Arkham Knight. But also, the whole comic, I guess spoilers for a 10-year-old comic, is all about the Joker post his own death creating some massive, weird plan to blow up Arkham Asylum and kill Batman. It completely and utterly contradicts Arkham Knight, even though it inspires and is very clearly referencing the beginning of Arkham Knight. But like, the ending of Arkham Knight literally takes place in the part of Arkham Asylum that the Joker very obviously blows up at the ending of this comic. It's whatever, it's fine. I mean, we already established that comics just aren't canon, but still, it's kind of wild to me that even in the real world, they seemingly almost went back and forth on how the next game's story was gonna go, and they contradicted it in this comic. Like, it's just such a bizarre moment in history of the Arkham-Verse to me. Now, I promise not all of this is going to involve probably non-canon or at least completely and utterly contradicted forms of media, but I feel like I gotta talk about Assault on Arkham, right? Like, that movie was almost always considered to be canon. I mean, for starters, they got Kevin Conroy to voice Batman in it, but what are the odds? It's not like he wasn't voicing Batman in damn near everything at this point. For some reason, they didn't get Mark Hamill to do the Joker, but they got Troy Baker. They didn't get Wally Wingert to return as the Riddler, but they did stick him in almost an identical version of his attire from Arkham City. But they also had King Shark and Amanda Waller get completely obliterated in this same movie. And although I know most everybody, kind of including myself, doesn't necessarily consider Suicide Squad canon until WB tells us otherwise, unfortunately it is. So, like, what the frick, bruh? This is especially weird considering that the second Suicide Squad season shows Assault on Arkham's Amanda Waller talking to Mrs. Freeze. So it's like, what? I forget how this all lined up. I forget if the main game's Amanda Waller was a different universe variant that took over for this universe's variant after she died, or if the one that Miss Free Ass was talking to was a different multiverse variant that was reaching out from Earth 1. I don't know. I don't get it, man. I have no idea. Yeah, just don't even get me started with King Shark. I have no idea what happened there. And while we're on the topic of the Suicide Squad, let's just talk about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I won't take very long on it, but, I mean, Brainiac kidnapped the entire Justice League, bro. He kidnapped them and cloned them. And somehow, out of the entire world, the only 4 people up to the task of taking them on was Harley Quinn, Deadshot, King Shark, and Captain fucking Boomerang. And somehow they managed to murder the Justice League clones with nothing but guns and luck. And then they also managed to kill Brainiac. Like 8 times or something. Like, what? I'm sorry? Alright, now that monster of a game is done being yapped about, let's yap about a different monster. Grundy was just there. He just kind of existed when Penguin bought the place. Also, he was in the sewers of Blackgate, like, not even a decade before that. Who the hell captured Grundy? How did he get in the basement? Why was he in the Blackgate sewers? Or how about how he just wasn't in the Iceberg Lounge in the events leading up to Arkham City, according to Arkham City Lockdown, an old iOS game? Okay, it's probably not canon, whatever. Even still, you'd think the mobile game made to promote the new AAA console game coming out would actually offer some answers and explanations to the thing that happened in the game, but instead it just opens way more questions. Are there, like, some things in game that explain this? Does anybody have any clue? He was just kind of there. On the topic of people who were probably just there, Batman fought Deathstroke in Arkham City. Well, Arkham City Lockdown, the mobile game. And this was before Arkham Origins or Arkham Knight had come out, obviously. So they used Mortal Kombat's Deathstroke, the one from Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. It's just a little odd when he has the same outfit in Origins and Knight, looking back on it now. You'd think they would have given him, like, a new, updated costume in Knight, but it's whatever. The Origins one is just so damn peak. I probably should not be complaining. It's still a weird moment looking back on it. So, is Arkham City Lockdown even canon, bro? Is this, like, is it like the comics, basically? Is nothing canon? What the fuck is an Arkham canon, bro? I can't even come up with a segue to this next one, so I'm just gonna start yapping about it. They almost made a Wii version of Arkham Asylum, which seems like it would have been pretty sick. Now, this wasn't going to be a port or anything. This was going to be like its own separate game that seemingly takes place on a rooftop. It's only a 2-minute long demo posted by Red Fly Studios, so we don't have much more than this. The build is never leaked, but like, dude, they have combat and they have Predator. He's doing stealth. He just grappled. The description literally says they did this in just a few weeks. So there are a lot of reused assets. Like, the music is from The Dark Knight, and a lot of the sound effects are just straight up ripped from the other Arkham games, which is totally fine by me. But even those 2 minutes, bro, that's so sick. Speaking of weird Arkham Asylum versions, there was also almost a DS version, which was nowhere near as cool as the Wii version that we were just looking at. This one actually has leaked, but maybe there's a more finished version of it that could leak in the future. But the version that I played was just a rooftop with 2 dudes who were just chilling, and you could, like, go inside a building and you could, like, punch guys and they wouldn't really care, though. Oh, wow. Segue. On the topic of Arkham games you could take on the go, I guess. How about Arkham Underworld? Anyone play Arkham Underworld? It was basically like, it was a Clash of Clans ripoff. Not ripoff, sorry, clone. It was a Clash of Clans clone. It took place before Arkham Asylum, and it was pretty cool. It had a ton of the rogues from the Arkham series at that point in time. Even added some new characters. I think it was the first time we ever saw Carmine Falcone in the Arkham-Verse. Not to mention it expanded upon Arkham Origins' Suicide Squad story a ton, which was cool until now. I don't want to talk about anything Suicide Squad related anymore. I'm pretty sure there was even a weird Harley Quinn model that took, like, the body of the Asylum suit, which, looking back on it, is kind of weird because it was like her new outfit at the time, right? But they stuck Arkham City's face on it, which is super strange. Although something that seemingly did use some pretty accurate, and I think a couple of their own models, was the Arkham Asylum roller coaster thing that was, like, I think it was in Australia. The queue was pretty Arkham based. It took place in Arkham Asylum, although it wasn't like a one-to-one recreation of any part of the game's map or anything. It had some cells for the rogues gallery, and it had some fear toxin sitting there, and it had a couple of the guard, dude. The animatronic guard is so funny. That's so sick. But then the ride itself had VR goggles you could put on that would show you some of the rogues gallery attacking you while you were on the roller coaster. I can't even imagine what that's like. VR roller coasters, like when you're not actually on a roller coaster, when you're just like watching one on YouTube in a VR headset, that shit is kind of trippy already. I can't imagine what it's like when you can't see the tracks, so you're just moving, and all of a sudden Killer Croc is trying to grab you, and Mr. Freeze is trying to freeze you, and Poison Ivy is trying to seduce you or something. I'm not exactly sure because I didn't go on it, but I've seen footage of the Joker wearing a lab coat and maybe giving you fear gas. That might be why Killer Croc is like a giant. I can't quite figure that part out, but I'm guessing it's fear toxin. Especially seeing the giant container of it in the queue. Or maybe the people making the VR part actually just thought, you know, Killer Croc was a kaiju. I don't know. While we're on the topic of the Joker instilling fear into the hearts of every single Arkham fan, he really did hold up that one Arkham World script that one time at like the Spike Game Awards or whatever the hell, bro. What was up with that, man? What was Rocksteady doing? They were throwing shit at the wall and saying, how fucking confused can we make our fan base in between games? I mean, to be fair, there's even bigger stuff than Arkham World. We got an Arkham Universe, bitch. It's not a game. It's just a guidebook about the Arkham Universe. I still don't get why they released it before Arkham Knight. Because there's a ton of stuff that's kind of left out, like the page about the Arkham Knight, who they were really trying to make a big mystery out of back in the day. So there's no info about him. It's just a bunch of question marks. It's kind of lame. It is kind of cool seeing all the playable costumes next to each other at the beginning of the book, though. I don't know, even if they wanted to release that version, it would have been nice if they would have released one post Arkham Knight, just in an expanded version. I wonder if I should make this a top 10. I think I have 10 things. Anyway, I have no segue into the supposed last one, assuming this is the top 10. Maybe I'll make it top 11. Maybe I'll title it top 10 and it'll actually be 11. Ooh. But there's Arkham board games. There's an Arkham City board game that I have yet to play called Arkham City Escape. And I'm pretty sad that I haven't played it yet, but I'm just kind of too lazy to buy it. It's like $30 on eBay. It's just strange to me that they would even consider doing this. Like, it's super cool, and it's just super niche. Like, I bet nobody's fucking heard of this. I've barely heard of this thing. I've thought about buying it a couple times, but never have. And then there are these weird things called hero clicks, which were seemingly the Fortnite of board games before Fortnite was even a thing, like long before Fortnite was even a thing. I collected these things around the time of Arkham Origins, and they were collabing with everything. Lord of the Rings, the MCU, everything DC going on at the time, fucking the Lone Ranger for some reason, and there was even an Arkham Origins set. And just recently as an adult, I finished a whole master set of all 20, 30 figures or whatever. The final one I needed was Slade, because he's the most expensive, and I just got him like a year ago. I actually have yet to really play this game either. It seems like it's very similar to Magic the Gathering, where it has a lot of keywords that don't explain themselves on the game piece. So I'm far too lazy to learn all of it, especially because I think they changed what the keywords mean like every year. So I don't even know if I'd play with the modern rule set or the old rule set. It's really weird, but it's cool to at least own a whole set of them. It's pretty neat having a bunch of Arkham figures sitting next to each other. Okay, finally, I'm gonna yap about the Arkham collectible, the one that got away from me, bro, and not the board game. Did you know that there are 440 green Riddler Trophy Arkham City replicas? They're all serialized, and they only made 440 of them. Now, I forget how much these things retailed for, but I know now they go for a pretty penny. In fact, it's tough to even find one. A year or two ago, I actually saw number 1 out of 440 get listed on eBay alongside, I think it was 4 out of 440, and one of the pink Catwoman ones, which there are only 40 of, which admittedly makes the 1 out of 440 green Riddler trophies quite strange, seeing as there were only 400 green ones in Arkham City and then 40 Catwoman ones on top of that, making for a total of 440 trophies. It's whatever. Unfortunately, I didn't have just a little bit over $1,000 that I wanted to blow on a collectible piece of plastic at the time, nor did I have a little bit over $2,000 to blow on a pink piece of plastic at the time. So unfortunately, I didn't get them, but whoever bought them, I'm sure, is satisfied with that purchase. I've never once seen either a green or a pink Riddler trophy get listed on eBay or anywhere else on the web since that day. And I've been looking for like 10 years. I think that was it. If you have any other interesting fun facts, put them in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Oh my god, I committed a cardinal sin of call to actioning. I probably should have asked you to subscribe first. Oh my god. Subscribe, like and comment and subscribe. But yeah, let me know if you have any other Arkham fun facts or just really bizarre Arkham things you'd want to see me yap about in a video. Yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.